Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And it's been such a long week, but I finally, I'm here. I made it. And we are going to take a look at our tile number 7 of our A Fragment of Your Imagination challenge. And I'm really excited about this because we're almost finished. Just one more tile after this, and then we can finish our mosaics. All right. So for today, you will need your basic Zentangle tools. So we have our amazing black pen and a number 2 pencil and a tortillon. And then we have our pre-strung tile number 7 for our mosaic. And if you're just joining us, you can make these by watching the first video in the series. And I also have a little Bijou tile and a nickel so that I can draw a circle, or you could use a dime. And if you haven't already done so, you can still download the handout from, this is put together by the ladies at Seven Forests, Five Rivers Studio. And it's been a really fun challenge. It is every year, but it's always fun to learn about the fragments and the reticula because it's different from a lot of what I usually do. So if you don't have a Bijou tile in your packet, you can use this page to practice. And it has the square, triangle, circular, and seed fragment shapes on there. All right, so the ones we're looking at for number 7, for the square, we have, I'm going to pronounce it LASIK by Shie Naritomi. Sorry. It was a long day, very long day. So sorry about that. And then for the 26th, we have 3SG, which is, as she wrote here, smile, 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 and grin. And then for our triangle, we have steers. And this one goes pretty quickly. And then for the 28th, our seed shape, we have, it's kind of a variation off of Zentangle's Senna, which is in the name here. So this is Senna Zio with a heart shape in the center there. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to move my stuff out of the way here. And let's see, we are going to start with our little Bijou here. I'm going to put that aside for just a minute and take my pen. And we want to go ahead and set up our Bijou. So we're going to just draw a line, dividing that into 2 parts, dividing that roughly into half. And then we're going to focus that in a little better. Okay. Then we're going to draw a line across. So you have 4 sections roughly the same size. And then we're going to turn this one into a square. And we're going to turn the opposite one into a square as well, and then divide that into 2 triangles. And then we're going to put a seed shape over here. And then you probably guessed that we're going to do our little circle here. And if you don't have space for the nickel, you can use a dime, or you can just freehand it. All right. I'm going to put my nickel aside so I don't lose it. And we're going to get started with our square fragment, the LASIK by Shie Naritomi CZT. And this one starts with, you're going to pick a side and you're going to draw a curve. And then you're going to draw another curve. So you want two sides that meet each other to have curves. And then you're going to aura on the inside of that. And then ink that in. And then once you have that, I'm going to go ahead and just draw in this. So we have like a line and a line, which kind of makes like kind of like a diamond shape here. I'm going to go ahead and ink that in. Then I'm going to go ahead and just draw from this point to the corner. Just kind of like the diagonal there. And then on this side, just a straight line. We're just doing an aura of the line. And then another one there. And we're also going to do that here. Like that. And then you could choose, we have these two areas here, which are a little larger. You can choose to put another tangle in there if you'd like. I think I am just going to choose to draw these diagonal lines in. On both sides. Like that. And now that we've done our practice one on our Bijou, we can put that aside. And we can take our pre-strung tile number 7, and we're going to do the same thing. And I like to start on the left and work my way over to the right. So I think I'm going to start with these two sides and do my two curves and then aura that for both of them, and then ink that in. And then I'm going to do a line and a line, kind of make this diamond shape, and I'm going to ink that in. And keep in mind that if, for example, you don't want to ink this part in, you don't have to. You can make your own variations. Do that diagonal there. And then fill in this line and this line. And then this one, and this one. Then I'm just going to put in these diagonal lines. I just think it adds some character to it. Like that. So for my next one, right beside it, I kind of want to mirror that. So instead of these two sides that I'm working on, I'm going to work on these two sides. So I'm going to put a curve here, but then I'm going to come over to this side and do a curve. And then I need to aura on the inside of both of these. And for this one, I want to kind of match the previous one. And then I'm going to put in this one, but I'm going to kind of follow this line over so that it matches pretty well. And then I'm going to ink that in. Draw that diagonal in. And then we're going to put in our lines. Again, this one was a continuation kind of from this one, so it all matches up. And then the same with this one in here. And then the diagonal lines if you're doing that. So it looks something like that, which is kind of cool. I like it. I'm going to rotate, and I'm going to do the same thing with these two. So putting in the curves. And then aura that. And ink it in. All right, and then making our kind of diamond shape, and I'm going to ink that in. And then this diagonal line. And then we aura these lines. And the smaller ones as well. And then I'm going to do the diagonals. And then we just have one more. And again, that's going to be kind of the mirror opposite of that. So we'll do our curve. And then instead of this side, I'm going to do this side. I'm we aura on the inside, and I'm gonna have this one kind of match up like that. And then ink them in. And we're going to follow this line over and put in our little diamond shape over here. Diagonal. Following this line over. And then also following this one over. And then our diagonal lines, or whatever you decided to put in here, or maybe you didn't put anything in there at all, and that's fine too. All right, so we have our square fragments done. That looks really cool. Has a lot of drama to it. All right, up next is our circle. And our circle is a 3SG. So it looks kind of like that. And so this one, the 3S is smile, 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 grin. So we're going to give that a try in our circle here. So we're going to do, and we're going to take up the whole circle here. We're just going to do a curve, which is a smile. Look at that, our first smile. And then from that, we're going to do another smile. And then from that end, another smile. And the grin part is actually a circle, and we already have a circle. We're just going to put a circle in here like that. So it's a smile and a smile and a smile, and then the grin is a circle. And there's different ways you can ink this in. I think for our sample, I'm just actually going to use some diagonal lines because it's kind of a big area and I don't have a wider black pen with me today. So I'm just kind of inking that in with lines. And then I'm going to leave that part white, and then I'm going to ink in this outer area. Like that. If I had a wider pen, a thicker pen, I would probably just ink it in all black. All right, so let's go over to our pre-strung tile. And because this circle's a little bigger, I'm going to try to work a little smaller and fit two of them in so that we get something a little different. And I think I'll just start up here at the top of my circle. And I'm just going to do a smile. And we've got another smile. our third smile. And then I'm going to put in that grin. And then I'm going to just go ahead and ink this one in. It's kind of look like little commas to me, but and for me, I had to practice this one a lot. It's all in the proportions of the smiles going back and forth. So it did take some practice. I'm going to rotate this around and I'm going to do that again, but from this angle. So it's a smile and a smile and a smile, and then put in the grin. And then I'm going to ink in this little shape here. So I have two of them in my big circle. And then we have the space over here. So I'm just going to aura around that. And you could do another aura, but I'm going to leave it like that. And I'm going to ink this in now. And you might have to rotate so it's easier to ink in. And I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to aura around that. So this part is optional, but I like it. Again, it adds some drama. And then we can take it a step further by adding another aura. And then I would ink in this area here. All right, so that's my take on 3SG. So it has a lot of drama and I like that too. So these two go well together. All right, on to our triangle. So the triangle shape is different. So we're just going to start with pick one of your triangles and you're going to do an aura on the inside. On all three sides. And then put a little orb in there. It's pretty much in the center. And then a line to each side, not corner. And then you can add just a dot in each space, including the orb. we'll do that again on this side. So we did our aura, put in our little orb, and draw our lines out to the sides, and then put in a little dot in all the spaces. And I think with this one, rather than ink, we'll be doing more shading with it. Okay. So now we'll switch to our pre-strung tile number 7 and put in that aura on the inside all the way around. And then an orb, lines out to each side, and then just a dot. And the same thing with the other triangle. That's really all there is to it. We'll do some shading with that. And then our little seed shape. Our seed shape starts with senna, but there's a heart in the middle. So it becomes senazio. All right. We're going to try it on our bijou. That seed shape's a little larger than on our tile, actually. So you can start with kind of like an S shape, like how senna starts. But then you're going to keep going and form this into a heart shape. And from here, you're just adding some more branches out. And then we kind of just aura those. We have our sweet little heart in the center. And then this one also will get shading. And that's really it for our seed fragment. So onto our pre-strung tile. And you can pick any of the seed fragments to start with. I'm going to start in the center one here and just kind of randomly put the S shape in and go into your heart. And then put in some other branches coming out, and then just aura that all the way around that heart and that seed shape. It is a small space, so take your time and just do the best you can. It is very small. I'm gonna do this one. I usually go left to right, but this one's a little bigger, so I'm gonna do that one first. And we've got an S shape into a heart. And then I'm just gonna I'm going to draw these coming out and then do the auras of those shapes. Like that. So it's very cute, but take your time because it's a small, small space. Rotate around if you have to. I tend to rotate quite a bit, so it's more comfortable for me. Some people don't need to, but I do. All right, that's that side. I'm going to rotate and just keep going the same way we have been. Like that. I'm going to do this one first because that's actually my tiniest one out of all 6 of them. I don't know how that one ended up so small, but it did. All right, I'm just going to try my best on this one because it is so tiny. Ah, we did it. All right, cool. So we have them all inked in, and now we can do a little bit of shading. So you'll want to put the cap on your pen and set that aside. And I'm going to start with my Bijou here. And let's put that one away for now. So with this one, you have some options. And I'm going to run some graphite along here and here and here and here, as well as in these areas. All right. And then for our circle one, which actually looks different on our actual tile, I'm mostly interested in adding some graphite to the outer area here. Well, it's inside the circle, but it's that most outer part. You could, with this one, actually add some graphite here, because it's not solidly inked in. You could add graphite to all of these areas. All right. And then for this one, I think I'm going to add it on the inside, actually. Maybe a little on in the orb. And then for the Sanazio, around the heart, because that's where it all comes together. And then also around the edge here. I'm going to quickly use my tortillon on this one. Oops. And start on edge. And then this area. Like that. And then for this one, just all those areas where we added a little bit of graphite. And I kind of like this. So if you did this on your official tile, that'll look pretty cool too. And then our little triangles, we're just getting these inner areas. Our orb. Very simple. And with the seed fragment, again, around the heart and then around the edge. So very simple shading and blending for this project, okay? All right, let me get the tile here. I lost my pencil. Here we go. All right, so for our square fragments, we did this area here. And then this area here. And then along the bottom, we'll get that. And I don't think we need to do these areas in here. So we'll rotate and do the same on the right-hand side. Like that, and along the bottom. All right, for our circle fragment area here, because this looks different, looks different from our sample. So if you did this in this area, you already know how to shade it. If you did this, all we're going to do is add some shading around the outside edge. So very simple. And I'm going to add a little shading here as well. And that's basically it. Over to our triangles. And again, very simple. And then our seed shapes. So I'm just going to do around all the hearts first. And then I'm going to do along the edges. Like that. And we can take our tortilla and then we can start blending. So let's go along the bottom edge and then get these areas. This goes pretty quickly. And that's it right now for the squares. And we can think about it. We might want to go back in and we might want to ink in these areas. It just depends on how we're going to finish it. And I'm still thinking about it because I kind of need to see all of the tiles finished before we pick a border and some colors. All right, for our circle, for this one, the way it turned out on this tile, we're just going all the way around. All the way around and a little bit in here. All right. So that looks pretty cool. And then our triangle. Very quick. And then the seed shapes. So I'm working around the hearts first. And then around the edges. Just to give it some depth. Same over here. My puppy came to visit. I don't know. He's kind of busy. He likes to, somehow he gets his zoomies late at night. I'm not sure why, but he does. Okay, so we've got that all shaded in. So that is our basic number 7 pre-strung tile filled in now. Let me see if I have our other ones. So we have our Bijou with the samples, our practice ones, and then our finished number 7 tile. And then let me grab the other ones. So I'm going to put that one aside. So we have our this was number 5, and this is number 6. So we can kind of, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. There we go. So we can kind of see, got 5 and 6, and here's it's not going to matter which way it goes right now. So we can take a look at it here like that. So we have 3 out of the 4 done, and you can kind of move them around and see how you like them. But any way you move them around, they look pretty cool. But you can see like this tile has a lot more drama than maybe this tile. So once we get our number 8 done and we're finishing, we might decide, like I said, we might decide to add some more ink to some areas on the other tiles just to even it out, because there's a lot of drama there and a lot of drama there. There is some drama here. So we've got a lot to think about, but it's looking really good. So take some time to really admire your work and appreciate what we can do with just a few simple things like a black pen, pencil, tortillon, and white paper. Um, we get these mini masterpieces that we can, each one's a mini masterpiece, and then we put them together for a larger masterpiece, which is really cool. All right, so we've only got one more to go, and then we'll be finishing these off. So I'm really excited about that. All right, well, enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a great start to your work week on Monday. And I will see you back in a couple of days. I'm going to have to think of our weekly tangle too. So, yeah, I'll have to figure out which one we're going to do. So it'll be a surprise. All right. Thank you for joining me tonight and experiment with these. It's an interesting combination. Oh, you know what we forgot to do, or I forgot to do? I forgot to fill out the back. So let's take a moment to do that. Move these out of the way. And I'm back to zoom that in. And let's fill that out. And this is, for me, it's the 26th. I'm a little behind. And it's 2025. A fragment of your imagination. And we have, okay, so 25 was LACY, LACYCK, LASIK, maybe. And that was our square. And then 26 was 3SG. So remember, 3 smiles and a grin. And that was our circle, our orb. 27 was steers, and that was a triangle. And then the 28th is Senna, Zio, and that's our seed shape. All right, now it's official. We're finished with our number 7. Awesome. All right. Now enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a great week. I'll see you back in a couple of days. All right. Remember, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. All right, take care.